Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the adventures of D-Webb Enterprises LLC. Today I basically want to just explain how I think you should decide what city or team to invest in to end up reselling your tickets to basically be the season ticket holder or PSL holder for that city or team. So, long story short, today is Thursday, April 29th, 2021, and I just want to basically say one of the most obvious and easiest ways to sell tickets is if you're doing it in your own hometown. So you live there, you know the teams, you have friends that also like the teams. The easiest thing to resell the tickets is going to be sell it to people you know, because they're going to trust you, they're already going to know who you are. It's not going to seem weird to get them to give you money so that you can give them a ticket, and you've probably already been telling them about what you're trying to do. So that way it's just a lot easier than trying to go to a city you know nobody in, and you're basically just trying to find people to sell these tickets to. Now, there is always Ticketmaster, so that's why I don't want to make it sound like it's impossible to invest in a city you don't live in. So, long story short, I also want to say, at this point, I'm hoping that you already have an LLC and you're doing this as an actual business and to make profits. You're not just doing it to buy tickets to go to. Because again, with that situation, you would only buy in the city that you actually live in, because you wouldn't want to buy tickets to somewhere you're going to have to travel 3 times a week to go see their team play. So again, on that note, I just want everyone to always know I'm filming outside, I'm filming on a cell phone, so I try to talk loud. I don't want the background noise to overpower my volume or my voice, and I also, if I ever stutter on words, I just try to fix it really quick. I'm not a good editor, so I do it on a cell phone. I just put the videos up once I'm done. So I just want to basically say again, the easiest thing is the city you live in. Just if you have a team that has a big following and you know that like people love going to the games and you know friends that go to the games, you might as well just buy season passes. You don't have to buy a bunch to make big profits, but buy maybe 2 seats or 4 seats, so you always take yourself and a date, or you and your dad, or you and whoever, and then try and sell to, so that you can just see the way it works. Because I don't really suggest just buying 2, one for you and then try selling one, because most people don't go alone. Most people want to go into a group of either 2 to 6. Anywhere from those many seats is what the average person going to a game is going to want to get. So also, I just want to say, I'm not trying to shy against buying outside of your city. It can work. There's Ticketmaster. There's other ways, like if you enjoy going there and you travel there, and maybe you can meet people, have a business card to introduce yourself and get them to buy into it. Long story short, I'm not trying to teach you how to sell the tickets right now. I just want to explain to you that like it's not impossible to own tickets to a team outside of your city. But also, sorry you guys, almost fumbled on my stance. But I want to mention too, before I go too deep in, that basically certain teams in certain cities, the only one I can really think of off the top of my head right now is the Atlanta Falcons, but I'm pretty sure they reserve the right that if they believe you're a ticket scalper and you're just doing it as a profit, they won't give you the rights to their PSLs, because they're having issues already selling tickets in their own stadium to their fans at reasonable prices. And again, also with hockey, I'm pretty sure the Las Vegas Golden Knights are starting to begin to do this, taking away season ticket passes to people who don't actually live in the city. So again, you just got to read all the rules, make sure you're following all the rights. You don't want to buy into a team and invest this money and then the next season get it taken away because you're not a local or you sell too many of your seats. So there are limitations on certain stadiums, certain teams, on what you're allowed to do on selling. So just first basis, before you invest anywhere, do your research. Make sure you're not doing something that you're going to lose your money and that basically they'll blame you, saying you should have known better. And you might lose all your money on the investment. So again, there are many cities. You don't have to live in the city. I think that's the easiest outlet. Like I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so I have Steelers season tickets and I have 10 seats in the stadium. Now, I don't mind if 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 seats don't sell it to an occasional game, because I'll go. I'll invite my father. I'll invite friends. Like, I have a good time with it. Now, again, this is going to be my first year of selling the tickets, so I don't want to sound ahead of myself like I've been doing this for years. I'm very young. I'm excited to start, but basically, I won't be so mad if a ticket doesn't sell. Sorry, this plane is extremely loud above me, but it's basically saying don't invest in something that you don't enjoy. So if you have no interest in basketball, I'm not telling you to buy into the Lakers just because the Laker tickets sell. because Laker tickets normally do sell, but the few games that you have to bite it, and either you have to go to the game or you just have to basically take the L and not go to the game and the tickets don't sell, you're going to be mad at yourself and you're going to think this wasn't an investment you thought was what you wanted. So again, I'm an overall sports lover, so I will invest in any sport, any team. Anybody wanting to get rid of their season passes to a team, please branch out to me. We can make it work so that I can buy your seats. So I'm more than happy to do that. Same with PSLs. I will pay a certain amount to get your PSL. But long story short, I'm going a little overboard with my own basically sales pitch. But I want to just basically say that if you're trying to decide a city, now we're going to be past the point you don't want to just do the city you live in. You're trying to decide on a team that you think will help you make money, and you know that, say, the teams that we pick are allowed to do it even if you don't live in the city. So for example, I'm just going to use one that I invested in, was the Las Vegas Raiders. So I believe tourist destinations. Now anything I say can be wrong. Please leave in the comments if you feel differently, or if I ever talk about a team that they actually frown against selling their tickets, because I don't want to ever give false information. I'm learning as I'm going, and I just appreciate anybody's time who listens to me and anybody who branches out. I have a website. If I ever seen you, I'd give you my business card. I appreciate any conversation, anybody who will help me get to the next level of what I'm trying to do in the future and become a better entrepreneur. So don't be afraid to look me up or branch out. I'm a very friendly person, and I just want to basically say tourist destinations is what I'm trying to say. Is you need to think about, like, do people travel to this city? Like, is it somewhere that people are just at besides just for the sports? Because if you strictly are trying to sell tickets to an event that only is a sport town and it's winter time and it's a northern city, people might not be up there, and unless they have a very strong following, you might not sell those tickets. So you might be stuck a lot of times with tickets, or you might have to always sell them at sticker value, and you might not think this is really a good investment. So basically, I just want to say tourist destinations in my mind, like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York can be one, even though it's up north, Boston, Miami, anywhere in Florida. A lot of those cities, they won't always have to have the best team to be able to get you to sell tickets. And that's with any sport. It's not NFL, it's not NHL, it's not MLB, not NBA, any of those sports. If you have a team that's in a destination location, you probably will have people traveling. Like, I'm from Pittsburgh. I love the Penguins, I love the Pirates, I love the Steelers. Those are our only 3 major league teams. We don't have basketball. But long story short, I love going and seeing those teams. Now, if I can get a reasonable price on a ticket in a southern city I've never been to, and I'm like, wow, I can get a vacation, see part of America, and go see my team play, I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump on the opportunity. And there's many other people. I'm not one and only. I'm not saying that the general population feels that way and wants to do that, but there is so many people that will do that and enjoy travel and enjoy sports and want to make it a 2-in-1 banger and get to see a new stadium. And I will even go to a basketball game. It doesn't even have to be a Pittsburgh-based team. I love just watching sports, and there's other people like that. So don't ever think, just because, for example, I'm just going to use Jacksonville Jaguars for an example. So they're not the best team right now. I don't know what their following is, but they're a newer team, so they don't have the decades of families that have been watching them. So I just want to say that, maybe someone shied away thinking that wouldn't be smart to get season passes. And I'm not telling anybody that the Jacksonville Jaguars are the smartest pick. This is just my own opinion I'm saying. But Jacksonville is obviously many people travel to. So if you got the season passes to where you're getting it at sticker value, I think you'd be able to at least relist it for a few dollars more per ticket without any question. Even if Jacksonville starts on a losing streak, just the same as I invested in the Las Vegas Raiders, they're not that great of a football team right now coming into the 2021 season, but people go to Vegas, people go to Jacksonville. People will buy those tickets if they're playing. If the Steelers go to either or, unfortunately in the 2021 season, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be hosting the Las Vegas Raiders, so I will have tickets if anybody's interested. But unfortunately, for example, I won't get to see my favorite team in a new city. But I would love to do that if it ever happened. Or say Jacksonville ever hosts us, I would love to go see Jacksonville and see us play Jacksonville. So it's basically, I'm using myself as a big example. So I just want somebody to basically think of themselves and be able to relate to that. Another one, So LA teams, LA is a very beautiful city. I don't know if you can tell the Santa Monica Pier is behind me. I'm in LA right now. So people travel here. I'm from Pittsburgh, so people from the East Coast love it here. I mean, their population is one of the biggest. So maybe an LA team, like, you might not think like, the LA Rams have been shaky right now. They went to the Super Bowl, but now they're not that great. That doesn't mean that people aren't here going to the games. Like, I don't want anybody to think they have to invest in the Super Bowl winning team or the one who just won the Stanley Cup, because a lot of times that can become a bad investment. If somebody buys into a team that's right now at the peak, it's like stocks. You can think of it as stocks or property. You're not going to buy at the peak. You want to buy at a team that's just average or mediocre right now, that isn't selling their season passes for top dollar, and or they're just not basically, what am I trying to say, the PSLs aren't going for top dollar, so you can get it at a lower deal, and your hope is that that team will build. Now that's going more into a team that's not a destination location. So if you're trying to invest into a team that you just think is a building team. So again, I'm just going to use an example. The Cincinnati Bengals, now they just picked up that Joe Burrows last year. His leg got injured. The hype's are it's probably already on a peak, so I don't want to say, or not on a peak, but it's already on an uproar. So I don't want to tell you that the Cincinnati Bengals are at their low point. But another one would be the New York Jets. I think they're at pretty much a low point. They haven't been good in forever. Now I'm using both Cincinnati Bengals and Jets in this example, but I think both of them over the next maybe 5 to 10 years, if they rebuild correctly, their ticket values will go up and up. So that might be one. I'm not telling anybody to put money into either team, but that's one that I've been thinking about, because one, especially with New York, that's a travel destination. So you can get the tourism, you can get the people that will travel to New York, not just for the Jets. And also, now the Jets, it's going to be cold, so wintertime, you can't expect Southerners to want to go to New York to travel, but maybe if their team is there, and they will do it for fun, you know, it's an adventure, it's something to do, to have fun, and people do that as memories. So I just want to basically say thank you so much for tuning in. If you've watched this far, my name is D-Webb. This is Adventures of D-Webb Enterprises, LLC. Please branch out to me with any questions or concerns, and if I'm ever doing something wrong or technically it's not how it should be done, please branch out. I'm never against learning new things and learning how I can perfect what I'm trying to do. And I would love to keep doing more videos on tickets, and or I'm trying to get into real estate and get into other companies that I would like to continue the channel about that. So more videos are coming up. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you.